So like for a whole, that problem is really important for me. Representative Maya is the for American Ivy League upper class. Even I'm like Chinese Ivy League middle class. In United States, I'm poor and homeless. So I'm like lowest class. Not even low class, lowest class. So the class differences, not even like middle class. Upper class can call middle class even a whole. Because like class differences, the upper class will see the like a little bit lower class will see as a whole, but because they cannot accept the middle class feature, right? Even like for low class, see minimum pay people, the way they behave at the grocery store, even like low class people environment, can they accept American Ivy League as a low class? No, they will definitely see like a whole. So that kind of a whole is pretty normal. Do you see that one? I already explained these two differences. For middle class, they might not call a whole. But lower class, the way they behave, how can American Ivy League accept that kind of low standard, low class people? So they can call low class without even like they are doing like prostitute or they are trying to get the chances of opportunity. The way they behave, they can call them a whole. See that a whole. So I can even call all the African a whole because the way I behave and the way they behave is totally different. So I can even call it for a whole. You can charge me for race discrimination or insulted. That is the truth. I can say it out loud. That is everyone's point of view. Got the point? Okay. So like because of that situation, I was like kind of like got forced by all American woman environment. Oh, we see you as a whole. You need to change. You need to prove me that like kind of like you are a good person. See me. Did they really see me as a low class? Sometimes I behave like the low class. I walk like I was very freely and I talk with every guy or every woman, even every customer. Before I was like totally like kind of like minimum pay. And I went back to the China and then they changed me back to the before life. I lived in the American world for 10 years from 2015, I think 2015, 2005, 2005, I think, 2005 to 2013, 8 years. And then I went to the Malaysia. My brother sent me to the psychiatric hospital. On my birthday, he took me to the hospital and he gave me the injection. I fall asleep in the hospital. Can we trust the Malaysia hospital? They are using American standard and are they going to take the money from the American embassy or American military? Why did my brother took money and send me to the hospital and take me the injection and then I fall asleep? Why did they do that one? They put me in a mental hospital for a week at the Malaysia. My parents went to the Malaysia from the Myanmar. They are staying at the hotel for a week. How can they afford for a week hotel, and then I'm in a hospital? Are they taking the money from the American embassy or American people? My parents, my brother. Why did they send me to the hospital? Because they gave me the reason that I have psycho. Because of the Christopher Logan, I was saying like rape. I feel like kind of like it is rape. Suddenly I sit on the couch and the next thing I remember, I was in a restaurant and I looked like a drunk, totally drunk. So that bar, we need to check that bar. It's called rape. That situation, I was talking to the Chinese man. He passed away last year. He passed away due to the COVID-19. So can we also investigate for his death? He passed away. Is that because of me? Is that African BMM? Are they going to try to kill my... Technically, he's my adopted father. But he didn't admit that like, he adopted me. So I even claim for that like, he's my adopted father. So I just say that like, he looked like my father. So I was staying at his house. And then I was saying like all those rape all the time. And then they took... Yochua, his name is Yochua. Yochua and his wife brought me to the mental hospital and check with the psychiatrist. I also talked to the Morton Grove, Illinois, for social services. The old white woman lady, the old American woman. I talk with her. I pay $5 for every social services. I talk with her. She said like she didn't give me any advice. She said I listen how you feel. You can check all the record. All those are happening at the Modern Grove. And then Nice Maya shut down. So how about that environment? How about discrimination problem happen right now? Are those people right over there lower races? Are they good one? Why did I face all those problems? They want American citizenship, right? They want to force me that like if I want American citizenship, I'm not going to do discrimination with the lower races, especially Indian and African. Go and check Indian and African at the Modern Grove, Nice, and the one around that area. Those are all low minimum pay environment, except Modern Grove and Glenview. Those are like upper class environment. Go and check the one like right over the Nice, like all the junk, all the low standard American, with the lower races. They are all messed up right over there. The government didn't check all the stuff. Okay, I'm going to talk about Awhore. How Chinese got the Awhore from their work. Because of their Chinese behavior and culture, American way, open and look like very friendly. American old women want to communicate openly with the Chinese. Some of them. But for upper class, they don't want to do that communication like open type of free type. Only low standard and lower class American old women will communicate with Chinese openly or freely. But exception. Like for Brian Stewart, he looked like a middle class. Maybe his parents are upper class. I thought like he's a middle class. But he behaved like the low class. I mean, like, I need to tell the truth. He behaved like the low class. So like his friends or his environment, some are middle class and some are upper class. So they pretended like they want to be friendly with me. So this is the truth. Upper class never ever want to talk with me like they're friendly. But when Chinese became familiar with the American, they can communicate friendly with the American. Except me, I look like American nice. Almost all the Chinese in America, they are old model, they are old school. Even my mom, typical Chinese, they don't even have reached to the American level. Except me. If Chinese cannot communicate with the poor American, Chinese did it. Class discrimination to them. It's happening in America right now. Even Chinese, low class American. I'm going to teach the lesson for low class American. Low class American, you need to be like behave like the American. I'm American. You are Chinese. I look down on you. That's it. But low class American can some of the low class American like they want to be friends with me and they just want like, oh, we are friends. So like I didn't look down on you. I didn't look down on you and you are not supposed to look down on me. They are just like kind of like friends type. No. You need to behave like you are American. I need to behave like I'm Chinese. See that one? Even like you said like they are lower class. I'm like upper class Chinese. So they allow me to be their friend. But not all of them are my friend, right? So don't teach me for American way. The same as like Chinese did the race discrimination to the poor African. So not only with the poor American, also with the poor African. It's a minimum pay level. So all are low class and they just want to be like, or even like American old folks, they just want to like, oh, we are friends and at work we need to be stay like their friend. Old folks, you need to behave like the American. Otherwise, like if I need to behave, if I give you the friend chances and like the same like old folks way, friends way, minimum pay way, then if I friend with the old folks like minimum pay way, I need to friends with the African and then Indian at the minimum pay way too. Right? That kind of face, where American old folks can be like this way. But how about African, Indian, all the Vietnamese, Filipino? So do you really think like kind of like middle class women will behave like that low class at the minimum pay environment? See that one? I can say it out loud. You can charge me for race discrimination or class discrimination. I mean, it is the truth. This is the reality. Why should we need to like, because of the paycheck, because of I want the American citizenship? You can kick me out from the America. It is not the right way. We can say it out loud, like kind of like we have like different classes, different races. At work, just for work, just for professionally, we are working together. Not like this way. If you don't live with a low class environment with all the people like this way, are you going to charge me for discrimination? No, some people can live like this way. Some people couldn't. So I mentioned, I can say it out loud very clearly that like kind of like, this is minimum pay environment. Do you really expect about races, about classes of the Ivy League, American Ivy League and Chinese Ivy League live like the American low standard way? Is that because of we are giving the humane and understanding and American nice way to all those low standard people? It's called humane. Don't say like it is fit into the American culture. Don't say that you discriminated to the low standard. We all see that this is the class differences, right? Low standard people. If you cannot live like the way they live, you can bitch them like they are low standard. But right now, you can't even bitch them like low standard, and they will charge you for race discrimination and class discrimination. This is happening in the U.S. So how can this Chinese Ivy League and American Ivy League and Chinese Ivy League can work for that low minimum pay environment? Don't say that like don't work at the minimum pay environment. They all need to be like manager and store driver and employee, the lowest position. They need to be at the position at the American store level. How can we solve this problem for discrimination problem? Don't ask too much from upper races and like upper classes. This is minimum pay level. They can't even bitch that like you are behaving like a low life a whole. They can even charge them for the discrimination. So, poor American feel that he and she got discriminated by the rich, either American or Chinese. Poor African feel that he or she got discriminated by the rich, either American or Chinese. I'm talking about Chinese, especially with Chinese. Rich Chinese feel that she needs to behave like a slave for poor American. Am I right? Because rich Chinese see that poor American are American. And then she need to show that like, she likes American and she wants American. She likes American. It's right. She wants American. Really? This is what old folks want. All American women, even like upper class, they wear. If upper class wear like Chinese, you need to show me that you wear American. How will you see that kind of people? That Chinese will become like a slave or a whole for upper class American. Am I right? Rich Chinese reduce his or her pride and they show that she really, really like American. Like an idiot or low IQ. Okay, even like I can show like I really like kind of like professor level. I treat America as my professor and I really like them. I can show that one. Oh, how much I pressure for them. And then they just added one more word. You really want American. What the? Just cheat for them. Just like, oh, I'm ready to get fucked. Because I'm already took off my pants for American. I mean, this is what they want. Because like, if you are not give them like idiot or low IQ, so you discriminate to the American. That's for sure. Because you are Chinese, you need to behave like the idiot. I'm taking off my pants for all the America. Or the American, I'm taking off my pants. I'm ready to get fucked by the American. I'm sorry. This is what they want. Don't say me that I'm bitching. It's the truth. It's the truth that like all American women want. What kind of all American? It's very rich all American want. This is how Chinese became a slave for the American. I don't know how Africa did a slave for the American. I don't know. Maybe I need to ask African. How did they treat you as a slave and how did you become like a slave for the American? This is how I became a slave for the American. Got it? The same like African. How did African will see that African is a rich? Right? African will see themselves like they are rich. It doesn't matter for me. So I will explain today. A rich Chinese reduced his or her pride and showed that she really did not discriminate to the African, like the idiot or low IQ to the African, because we know that African have the inferiority. We already know the African inferiority. We did not discriminate to them, but it did not mean that we give them the same level, because like they really like if we don't treat like kind of like. I don't want to bitch like some of the American like store manager. They are like, oh, we really understand you. Really? Is that American way or is that half American, people and American married and they were born half American with them, 4 people, Vietnamese, Philippines, Thailand, and Myanmar. For example, Myanmar, I came from Myanmar. They were being like, oh, everything will be fine. You need to have the good minded. It's the same. It sounds like totally all American woman. So like they went like African went from the Chinese from that way. Go and ask from the 4 people. They will give you so many understanding. Oh, I understand you. I didn't treat you that. I didn't discriminate you. I treat you the same level. Don't ask me all those stuff from me. Chinese cannot give all those shit. Just cure your own inferiority. So African want the same level and they say like we discriminate to them. Discrimination is not for treating the same level. Equally treated is if I talk to the American, I talk to African. Equally treated. If I did not talk to the American, I did not talk to the African too. It means equally treated. Is that fair? Because like equally treated, they want to take advantages for using equally treated. So I can also teach them. Let's say, you say equally treated, right? How about if I talk to American, I don't need to talk to Africa. How about that one? Why you take this as equally treated? Don't try me that, oh, you talk to the African, you talk to the American. You also need to talk to the African. Using discrimination and equally treated. They are using the way on me. So, okay, if you use the way, I can use, I didn't talk to American, I don't need to talk to the African. How about that one? Is it sounds fair for everyone, right? What the African reply? As long as you didn't treat me like unfair, I'm fine for that one. Why you buy that kind of like the what respond to me? Forget about it. I already know what you want. Don't tell me. Don't explain me anything. Okay, but American thought that like Chinese should communicate like a slave for them, because they saw Chinese are lower, so they just want like, oh, Chinese need to behave like the Chinese, right? Oh, I want American. I really want American. And then if I get American, like, oh, my life will be miserable because I want American husband. I only want American husband. I want. And like kind of like, I'm sorry. I mean like sometimes like you need to show like what you want, right? So just lost like all the like don't care about standard. As long as you can get one guy, it's fine. Am I right? The purpose is like to get one guy, to get one American guy. So if you want to get one guy, you need to show all of your emotion. Oh, I really want that. Without this guy, I'm going to die. I got psycho. This is not a Chinese way. The Chinese woman can behave like kind of like my mom way. It's like kind of like psycho way. Oh, I really want American guy. Oh, if I cannot get him, I'm going to get crazy. And I'm going to die. That kind of way Chinese can behave. Chinese can behave for sure. So African also thought that like Chinese should communicate with them at the same level because they saw Chinese as lower than American. Chinese is lower than American. So like Chinese also give understanding to African. Oh, we don't treat you unfair. We understand you. We are going to treat you like at the same level. All those shit at the minimum pay level, like they are playing, like it's called if you are not going to team player with them, you need to only final comment. You need to behave like the low standard. That's it, period. If you cannot behave like the low standard in the low standard environment, minimum pay environment, you will get charged for discrimination to the upper race or lower race. It doesn't matter. That's it, period. So for example, American are open type. American mother-in-law communicate with the daughter-in-law of forward people openly. And also forward people want to show that they have high standard, the same like American. The same like African. The African want to show that, oh, I'm also high standard. So they want to show that I'm high standard. And they show their mother-in-law about their high standard. So it's really nice, like the one want to show like they are high standard. The one want to also communicate with them very friendly. So they left each other. So American married to the forward and fifth. That's not my business. They can marry and they can go out for a date. So American like forward and fifth people. Forward people like American. They have like kind of like the same behavior. Why should I need to be jealous, right? I will give all of them, let's say. But American want to behave like their American want me to behave like their forward daughter-in-law. Because like they used to get a forward daughter-in-law, right? Oh, everything will be fine. Oh, I understand you. I love you. That kind of forward people. Even African when I want to show, oh, what are you doing? We are going to work out together. I even forgot how did they speak like very 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 understanding like almost old woman style. I forgot how they speak. Just come on, I need to get the idea how they speak. I see forward behavior. I try to get the impression of the American are very low. I want to tell the truth that American mother-in-law see their forward daughter-in-law low standard. Right? Technically, like American mother-in-law will see their forward daughter-in-law low standard. And then why did she want me to behave like they are forward daughter-in-law? Are they lying? Are they trying to cheat on their husband, the old folks? Did they really see that like their daughter-in-law give respect, love, care, or understanding to them are really good for them? Why did they want like that kind of behavior from me? They really like the forward people behavior. Am I right? Did they really like that kind of forward behavior? Or am I the only one who don't like that kind of behavior? My going to be father-in-law and my American boyfriend are asking that kind of forward daughter-in-law feature from me. It happened to my life. If I did not give them the same like forward daughter-in-law style, I'm my boyfriend's second wife, and I will not get that second wife level. Because like the way his first wife is like seduce him with a forward way. Very understanding. I love you. I love you. I love you a lot, a lot. Oh, I understand you. Oh, I will treat you like a prince. They are giving that kind of emotion and satisfy him his desire or like seduce him like that way. How can I get his second wife level? I don't have all those features. So if you want that guy, you need to compete with that full woman, his first wife, or fifth war, or either full war Vietnamese or Thailand or Myanmar or Filipino, or fifth war India, Mexican or Middle East. I need to copy that two type. The same like I need to behave like this two type. You know, totally different, right? American is like kind of like sounds like this is Chinese. American is at that level. How about 414 at that level? Even American. Right now, Korean is like close to the American. See that one, and then that two is like that way. See off level of 5. Chinese, Korean, American. So these two levels are totally far away from this 3 level. See that one? Even like they look like the American, they are stay far away from that this 3 type. And then, do you really expect me to behave like this 2 type to seduce my boyfriend? I need to behave like the way like they behave. How can I behave like that 2 type? So can you help me to escape from that prostitute behavior? And I still want to be the second place of his wife for my boyfriend. I didn't want to give up on my second wife level of my boyfriend. So American mother-in-law with the Myanmar daughter-in-law fuck with me that I did not care about my white boyfriend, and my white mother-in-law, the same like the Myanmar daughter-in-law, give care, understanding, and love to them. See that? See which area I need to fix. Even my husband, my boyfriend were like that kind of care and understanding. And also he's not alone. His mother, or maybe like his environment, or American woman, they also want that kind of love and understanding. Okay, Kelly, come down. You need to see their advice. You need to see their advice is a good advice. That they want to be like they they want you. They give you advice to get your husband, to get your boyfriend, because your husband live with that kind of woman. You want to beat this two women down, and then you will get back your boyfriend. But your boyfriend like that woman feature. How can I how can I behave like that kind of woman and try to get my boyfriend? How? I know how to behave. I know how they behave. Why can't I teach my boyfriend? Boyfriend, you need to see that like this behavior are not good. Instead of like I need to behave like them, I can teach my boyfriend not to like that kind of feature. Those are like kind of a prostitute as flat. Am I right? Don't teach me like the way like white environment, like they are conforming, they are teaching me like kind of like they are teaching me is right. If all those women are like my boyfriend, if my boyfriend have the American girlfriend or American wife, they are teaching me is right. But right now my boyfriend got the like lower race wife. The way they give pressure and the pleasure and love and understanding, I cannot be the same like them. Did you see all those stuff, right? How much they will show their understanding to the environment, to the public. Are you going to, not only me, the whole America, the whole American people, the whole Chinese people, are we going to behave like them? We need to say it out loud. This is not like you can say like oh, we are beat down like 4 and 4 people. You can take that like we are going to beat down them like this way. But this is the truth. How can we get back our husband or our boyfriend from their hands? Our boyfriend even see that this is like the right behavior. This is very understanding, very love. Myanmar try to fix the American to like them by showing a low standard way. I call it is low standard way. Because like for Chinese standard, it is very low standard for us. But we live in a society or community. So we can even bitch that like this is like low standard behavior. Because we need to say like all races are the same level. So we cannot bitch like this way. We need to see them like kind of they are very understanding. They give very, very good respect, very understanding type. I can only say that I can't be the same like them. they can give all those pleasure to the American. See the differences? This is Chinese. All Chinese need to accept it. Like they are like kind of like selfish, or they are like kind of like very extremely, or they are like kind of like old school. They only care about themselves. The other people can show care and understanding to the American. How did American get fixed by Myanmar daughter-in-law? Why should I need to bitch about that one? I came from Myanmar. I will talk about that one, like how American like the Myanmar. It was like I came from Myanmar, and the Myanmar embassy came with me, and then like Myanmar embassy people mess up with the American guy at the Champagne Illinois, and then like Champagne Illinois, all the white guys like the Myanmar behavior. It's like kind of like for like 2005 they began like Myanmar. 2010 they began like the Korean. I moved to the Chicago. So is that like for that period they are communicating with all the Myanmar. So they like Myanmar. So 2010 they began like they communicate with the Korea, and they like the Korean. Even Korea is a third war and Myanmar is a fourth war. Even lower than me. How the like Myanmar embassy and all the white guy or all the Chinese guy found the back for as a security or as a government people. Or they began like the Myanmar on 2005 and 2010 they like the Korean. Is that because of me? Because I came here and all the embassy from the Myanmar, either Myanmar or Chinese, came around with me. So I'm talking about like because of the one American get fixed by the Myanmar. I need to say it out loud. If you don't like it, so why did that happen? The one suffer, the American people suffer. Myanmar got that American guy, and that American guy family, the whole family suffer because they are sons or they are daughter married to the Myanmar. Do you already got the man or woman as your husband or wife? Why can't you accept that their family, their background bitches? You got a man. Why can't you get bitches? That family suffer. So I did not allow to get fixed by the Myanmar or African or Korean because my white boyfriend of the American parents and American environment were the forward and favourable understanding and the way they behave. I can give that one. I already told them that one. I will explain to them how it look like. Are they going to accept it or not? I can change it. I can't change to that level the way they were. The way they were. They were explaining that like kind of like you began like kind of like selfish and you didn't care about your husband. Partly right. But I can give him Chinese way or American way, give understanding to him. Not like that kind of way. African way and Myanmar way. Check the environment. It is really happening at the Champagne Urbana area. Okay, my personality. We live in US. Lower races are using American. Do not do that way. Which way? Cannot work for lower races. I mentioned that one. I cannot work for the lower races. So their response is American. Do not do that way. It is not only lower races but also American too. So when I made a statement, when I declare I cannot work for lower races, not only African but also American, they just like, she is a whore. She want to take advantages of the Americans. So I will solve the problem without understanding to the lower races. You can call me bitch, low standard. I will solve the problem telling directly that upper races have bad-minded. Upper races cannot give understanding to the lower races. Bad-minded. I need to show our upper races bad-minded to all people. Lower races, especially Indian and African, got full-time job from Americans too. So they can live like a rich. They can buy food like shrimp, lobster, crab, large crab leg from the American store. Am I right? They got paycheck, they can buy a lot of like expensive food. We all are minimum pay, and our poor upper races, American and Chinese, need to see them that African and Indian are rich. And all American women used to tell me that I should have good minded and I should not feel jealous to see they bought rich food from the Americans. So those are rich food or expensive food. Which one is not right? Should I not feel jealous? Should I have the good minded to see that they are buying expensive food with their paycheck? I can say out loud to all that I can have the bad minded for not seeing that they are trying to use our money for buying expensive food. Am I right? They got a high paycheck. They are trying to steal our hours and they got a full time. They are like compete with us. Us mean like for American and Chinese. We are poor and they compete with us and they got full-time job and they can buy all those expensive food. If you want to control my bad-minded, I will show that I can have bad-minded. We can say out loud, say it out loud like we have bad-minded. We feel jealous because they can buy expensive food a lot. Even we have bad-minded, they show our husband, grandfather, uncles, father and brother and all relatives that they are rich, and in that way they married to our husband, grandfather, uncle, father, brothers and relatives. Can you stand that one? They got full time, they can buy expensive food, and they got impression from our people. So I will teach our people for not what they are doing to us. I will teach our people do not like for what they are doing to us. Do not fall for their impression. So I win. I can have bad-minded that they got paycheck and buy expensive food. I will say that I feel jealous and I have bad-minded that I cannot stand to watch they bought the expensive food. Why should I against the truth? The same like lower races, especially Indian and African, came to me and stand close to me, wanted to seduce me. But they show probably that flat between him and me. They came to me and they came and stand close to me and then wanted to seduce me. I already know that when I can feel it. But they show probably that I flirt with them. So we can say out loud that we look down on them. The public will not ever see the flirt, and the public will see seduce. Am I right? Because we are afraid of the discrimination law. We cannot show that we discriminate to them. So if we didn't show we discriminate to them, they will change the situation. It look like flat situation. So we need to show very clear that this is like kind of like flat. They're trying to seduce. This is like kind of like seducing. They're trying to seduce us. No, we are agreed to do the flat with them. We can show that we look down on them. So their approach began like seduce, not flat. Do you think I want to escape from the non-stalking co-aura from the lower races, especially from rich Indian and African? I declare from here that I do not have plan to do my whole life or do the whole life not to eat rich lower races of third world, fourth world, and fifth world people. If you do not believe me, they can give me the co-order to prevent American and Chinese left me. Right? They can give me co-order. Even they give me co-order, it is not for them. It is for our American and Chinese. Because in the public, they will see me like I'm a whole, and then American and Chinese will not left me. So if American and Chinese didn't want me for a date or marry, they think like they can get me. So they can give me the co-order. One guy can give me co-order, another guy can eat me because I have nothing to eat. Am I right? See how it works. If you do not believe me, they can give me the co-order to prevent the American and Chinese left me. I can prove that I look down on third and fourth and fifth world people. Even discrimination law existed. I need to make it very clear to the public. All American and Chinese have the right to show clearly to the public. If we cannot show clearly to the public, flirt and seduce cannot differentiate out. We all know that I declare from here that I cannot eat rich lower races of third, fourth, and fifth world people. Even they give me free. Are we clear for that one? Did they want to give me the free? Even I declare, I challenge with them. So everyone know that I'm paleontologist for lower races. And American old woman want me not to eat American because I'm paleontologist. Paleontologist mean like kind of like I look down on the third and fourth world people. If I look on third and fourth world people, I'm try to like teach all the American and Chinese to behave the same like behave like me. If I teach them, I also need to. I'm not supposed to eat American and Chinese rich people too. No, I'm not going to promise for that one. It is called love and dating. It's called like someone will ask me out, someone will love me. It will, I don't have any pressure for like I'm paleontologist and I'm not supposed to do this way. I don't have that one. I told her that paleontologist is right, but I want American. Not because I'm paleontologist and I cannot have the American. So I already declared for that one. My concept American cannot accept because they see me that I'm a whore. So I'm giving you like how did they see me as a whore? Is the first one is because of my Chinese culture and Chinese behavior. So like they can call me as a whore. Even like I'm poor, so they can call me as a whore. And I already show my personality. So the second one is my concept. My concept American and African cannot accept. When I mention I cannot work for that fourth and fifth world people. This is my concept and they cannot accept that like they cannot accept me and then they see me as a whole. It's pretty normal. Lower race concept. If Chinese say that to that fourth and fifth world people can point out that Chinese are a whole. Because that concept, lower race point out that like if someone has that kind of concept, they are a whole. I don't care. Upper race is even American. They also point out like this way. How about upper race Chinese? They won't see it that way. They will see like kind of like this is like Chinese concept and all Chinese people behave like this way. Conclusion: American and lower races want Chinese work for lower races. If Chinese did not work for lower races, Chinese are a whole. They gave me that statement. I don't care. I will point out my point of view. Handsome guy need to work for lower races, especially Indian and African. Example, I'm gonna give you example. At the Champagne Maya, I'm the only one. I don't want to say I'm really pretty and the beautiful one. But it was like 3 years ago. My skin is not like kind of like this is my skin become like minimum pay and receiving embroidery skin, receiving embroidery face because I'm working as a stalker for 3 years. When I came back from Taiwan, so I began to like the minimum pay right now. As 2019, I just came back from Taiwan and my face looked like the upper class. So at the time I put myself as a handsome and beautiful category, and also like the guy from Craig from Champagne Mana, he's an electric department manager, and also Troy when I work at the Chinese clothing warehouse, Little for Big. The American UPS guy, his name is Troy. And when I work at the rental room again, the white American guy, his name is Ryan Wine. So they are all like, and I can put all those guys as the handsome guy. So those are my friend. I told them as my friend, but they took me as a Chinese, just an employee. So we all cannot work for lower races. Some of them can, some of them don't. But do not fight with me that Americans do not have that idea. Because like all those ideas, all those guys are smart, are handsome guys, not smart. Because of their paycheck, they can work for African, for sure. And also they are American, so they don't care, they can work for the African. So if they behave like this, I'm their friend and I'm the one hanging out with them. So I need to teach them that like kind of like even like you are telling me that like Kelly is not supposed to brainwash American guy like this. No, it is the right way. Even you told me that it is a race discrimination or not equally treated to everyone at work. No, I can brainwash all those people for that one. It is not. It is like kind of like even like we are not supposed to take advantages on the African and lower races. But they got a manager position and they want to be our manager. So all those beautiful, oh, you don't have manager position. So second, work for lower race, work for India and Africa. I'm not surprised that you are poor. You need to work for Africa and India. Sounds very easy, right? But in reality, the poor not don't care about poor. Even with the American and Chinese, either handsome or either high IQ or either they are from rich family. Can they work for lower races? What if? Not what if. Right now, I can't work for lower races. How will you solve this problem? Are you going to force them, for all those people, to work for Indian and African because it is not fair for Indian and African? How about that one? So where American work for lower races, especially Indian and African? Maybe yes. Definitely, of course. Because they don't care. It's just a paycheck. Take the money. Work for them. Don't care. It's easy paycheck. Easy money. How about forward people? Are they going to work for the lower races, Indian and African, the way they behave at the grocery store? We all know how they behave. Where they work for them? How about Korea? Some of the Americans will work for Korea, but I cannot. So I made a conclusion. All bookworms need to work for the lower races, especially Indian and African. I'm also bookworms too. I cannot work for lower races. So universal truth is all poor can work for lower races, especially Indian and African. All rich cannot work for lower races, especially Indian and African. Sounds great, right? It's the truth, right? Period. Exception. We have exception for that one. All poor African. They told me that Kelly is poor. Why can't Kelly work for African? Even Kelly is poor. Kelly even didn't have the paycheck. Even didn't have money. Kelly is poor and Kelly need money. Kelly should work for the African. Why can't she reduce her pride? How do you see that one? I got fired from Campaign Maya. Exception. The following group cannot work for the lower races, especially Indian and African. All poor with the bookworms, smart and high IQ people. All poor with the handsome guys. All poor from a rich family. Definitely, that's three types. They cannot work for lower races in Africa. Clear? So lower races want to show upper races that they have human rights and upper races discriminate to them. It makes sense for me to listen to their complaint. I point it out that upper races have human rights too. Lower races show me that upper races should not treat them as a slave, not working for them. I'm upper races and I came from rich family. My ancestors were not. My father became rich when I reached the 7th grade. But I claim to myself that I'm a rich family. It is for the reporter to declare myself that I'm rich. Okay? Because this is a discrimination law. I'm trying to pass the amendment for that one. So the reporter will come out if the law become like kind of like the Congress and White House need to consider for my amendment. So I will become like kind of like I need to talk to the reporter for why did I get that idea, all those stuff. So like I need to mention all of my background. I claim myself that I'm from rich family. I already compared that lower races should not see the upper races as the same level. I need to mention that again in here. I will explain in here again. We need to see that upper races are rich and lower races are poor. Rich will never ever work for the poor. Did I make that decision with a favor or bias? It is happening in the US. In the US, everyone has rights. I'm Chinese and I have my rights too in the US. I use my human right in the US. I want freedom. I'm in the US and I can show everyone that I can get freedom. I can behave like the American. American used to say that we do not do that way. Or what? Do you want to work for African? You do not do that way, not to work for lower races, especially Indian and African. Then work for lower races, especially Indian and African. It makes sense, right? Your old American woman put all of the immigrants to work for lower races, especially Indian and African. If I mention that I put all American to take all lower races as their employee, it is not fair for America. Am I right? Do you get my point? Like technically, like I'm not supposed to do the amendment because like we already see the like all American woman, she will like she arranged and she assigned all the employee, even like lower races, even Korean, Chinese, Japanese, Vietnamese, Philippine, all American women, they will assign all those people to work for Africa. So like to work for Africa. So all of the immigrants need to work for the Indian and Africa. Indian and Africa are called the manager. We all know that one. Right now, all the store, not even like grocery store, minimum pay level, even like mall, shopping mall, high standard level. All the Indian and African got the highest position, higher or highest position. So all those immigrants need to work for them, not for America. So what am I doing? Like trying to pass the amendment and not to do that? Oh, discrimination law is very strict. Law always take advantages on the American and Chinese. See that one? All American woman, she did like for no trace. All the immigrants need to work for Indian and African. Even like white, they don't even need to employ all those like shit as their employee. So technically, I don't even need to try to do the amendment because like the way I'm doing is like not work for India and Africa. It is not good for America. But right now, some of the people are good. So like America, technically America even did they employ all those immigrants, right? But right now it changed and like poor American and Chinese and Korean, some of the people should need to work for the Indian and African. But some of them need to work for that one. Am I right? So like not like before, like all American women did. She just assigned all those people, immigrant people, work for Indian and African. So I'm not supposed to fight for the law. But right now it changed. Some of the poor American, they also need to work for the African and Indian. And also like not even work for, they are using like cross training and paging power to employ all the employee at work because like they want to show their manager because they feel inferiority. When they got a manager position, they feel so happy. Oh, I became manager and then I can control all those poor people, especially American and Chinese. Before like they are just like compete with those poor. When they got a manager position, oh, they can give the comment, right? They can force all those poor to work for them. Because of that, I got the chances to do the amendment. So all rich Americans need to take all lower races as their employee. I saw that it is not fair, right? Before all rich Americans need to take all lower races as their employee. I saw this is not fair. But if all American women use that way, she needed to show that she did not protect her rich American. Am I right? So she needs to put her poor American to work for lower races, especially Indian and African. Am I right? True factor. Right now, all American women want to cover up like the way that she arranged. Before she assigned all those immigrants to work for Indian and African. Right now, people know how bad-minded her assigned. So people study against. So all the rich American, they need to hire all those like immigrant as their employee. That's not fair for rich. How about the poor American and Chinese? They got assigned by the old American woman to work for the Indian and African too right now. So like that people, they just want to say that like it is not fair for them, right? Okay, exception. The following group cannot work for the lower races, especially Indian and African. or poor with the bookworms, smart and high IQ, or poor with a handsome guy, or poor from the rich family. That three type definitely cannot work for the lower races, even they are poor. I'm in the category of the all poor from the rich family. In other words, once upon a time I'm rich, decay of rich, and I became poor. So once upon a time African are slave, decay of slave, and they are not slave anymore. The same. Final result, I cannot work for Africa. So all rich need to work for lower races, especially Indian and African. That's not right. And all American female are the same like American males, right? So the point is like even like all American female, they are all the same like males, right? Some of the guys can work for lower races because they don't care. How about rich American female? Can they work for? Can they take like the guy and I don't care, and I will work for them? No.